Kandy. I got a lot of requests on my last video to talk about dating as a big girl. And I guess I have a little bit of experience. I've sort of talked about this before. I talked about online dating. But I guess we're gonna go through it, I guess. I don't really have a plan for this video, so you may never see this. Anyway, my experience dating. I was married for 13 years, so I hadn't dated in a long time until about 2.5 years ago. And when I first left, I got on a couple dating sites. I was like, I'm done with my marriage. Like, I'm gonna just date right now. And it probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. And we talked about that in my last video too, in my last Candid Candy. I like to make sure as a big girl that I'm very truthful about my body. I like to put at least one, if not 2 or 3, full body photos, because they need to know. Like, people have body preferences that is just out there. I personally like to get to know someone before I reject them because of what they look like, but that's me. A lot of people go off of first impressions, and so they see your photos and they read your profile, and that's what they go off of. And so for me, I like to put up a full body photo and then good selfies. You gotta make the face look good. That's just how I do it. And so I usually include 2 or 3 selfies and like 2 full body photos. And in my profile, I just talk about myself. I don't mention my weight in my profile. They can look at my pictures if they care about that. So that's what I do dating. When I'm out and someone starts talking me up, I assume they're just being nice. I never realize someone's hitting on me until they explicitly say, hey, would you like to hang out some other time? And I'm like, oh, sure. Okay. All right. To me, it's so weird because I don't expect people to hit on me. I don't expect guys to ask me out when I'm out. And it's only happened to me twice, so it's still a little weird for me. And so I like to be, I'm one of those people that I can talk to anybody about anything. We'll find something in common and we'll talk about it. And so I think when people take the time to get to know me in a situation like that, then they're like, wow, she's really cool. I think we should hang out. And if they can look past my body, which apparently is a big deal to some people, then I appreciate that about them. And dealing with my own insecurities it's hard. A lot of the women that I was reading comments from, they're really insecure about their bodies, and they don't like themselves. And I think for me, when I first got out of my marriage, I got right on dating sites. That wasn't good for me. I needed to learn how to love myself first and to kind of be good with myself where I am right now. And that's, part of the body positive movement for me, personally for me, how I deal with it, or how I, interpret it, is to feel good in the body you have now. If you want to lose weight, lose weight. If you want to, get a boob job, get a boob job. Obviously, we're covering my insecurities at the moment. My boobs are not even. I have one smaller one and one bigger one, and that kind of bothers me sometimes. I can't find a bra that fits because one cup is 2 sizes bigger than the other one. And so I have a hard time finding bras. That's not about dating. What am I talking about? Tangent. So when you're going out with someone, I don't say you should mention your insecurities, but I tend to go with self-deprecating humor. That's just my nose itches. That's just how I am. I'm like, yeah, me and my C cup and my double D over here, I make jokes about myself, and I think sometimes that puts people at ease, but it can also, for some people, make them even more uncomfortable with how I feel about my body, and it can push some people away. People are different. Everyone has their own way of dealing with their insecurities and dealing with their personal body issues. And I think from what I read, a lot of the women are they're like, well, what if he doesn't like my body? Or what if he doesn't do this or whatever? What if when we go to have sex for the first time, he doesn't like what I look like? Well, honey, that's on him. That's not on you. That doesn't have anything to do with you. If you're confident in your body, then what he thinks shouldn't matter, or she, or whoever you're dating. And like I said, to be able to be in a relationship, for me, again, these are all my opinions. That's what these Candid Candies are, my opinions and my experiences. You have to love yourself and not rely on that person that you're dating to boost your confidence and validate you. That's the word I was looking for. You don't need that person to validate you. If you're confident in yourself first, then you're not gonna, oh, well, I need a boyfriend so that I feel better about myself. That's not the way to get a boyfriend. That's not the reason to get a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna go with a heterosexual relationship because that's what I'm familiar with mostly. As I'm talking, that's all I'm saying. And so to be able to invite someone into your life and show them who you are deep down inside means exposing those insecurities. And so if they're gonna, care about you despite your own insecurities, then that's great. But if they're gonna berate you and talk down to you just because you're overweight or, have one boob smaller than the other, then that's on them, and you need to realize that's a them problem, not a you problem. So I feel like, I mean, this goes for all women or all people, that if you're not comfortable with yourself, you can't rely on that other person to be your confidence. You need to be your own confidence. I hope that makes sense. I feel like it makes sense. So for me, dating as a big girl is no different than dating as a smaller girl. Maybe my dating pool is a little smaller because some people have body preferences that are not my body. You also don't have to settle just because you're a big girl. Just because someone likes you does not mean you have to date them. Just because someone finds you attractive doesn't mean you have to date them. You do not have to settle for anyone. You are your own person. You're a beautiful person. If you radiate goodness from the inside, people are gonna see that, and they're gonna want to hang out with you, and they're gonna want to start a relationship with you, or whatever whatever you're looking for. So I guess this is a lame Candid Candy because I don't feel like dating as a big girl is any different. I'm honest with who I am and what I am. I don't focus on my weight when I'm talking to people, even in like a non-dating situation. And I think that's important to show them that you're just like everybody else. I feel like I'm almost contradicting myself because I'm like, well, put the pictures up and make sure you show them you're fat, but it's no different than any other girl. Well, it's not really. Like, I've been on plenty of Fish, and I don't even remember the other ones that I was on. I've been on Tinder. I'm just always very honest with what I want. And again, in your profile, make sure you're honest with what you want. If you're looking to hook up, make sure you say that in your profile. If you're looking to not hook up, make sure you say that in your profile. And And then I think something else that needed to be covered, because it came up a couple times, was how to kind of weed out the fat fetish people. Not that there's anything wrong with it. We don't kink shame here. We don't fetish shame. But if this person is just wanting to go out with you to hook up with a fat girl, then you need to kind of recognize some signs. And some signs for me would be that they don't want to meet you in public, that they'll only talk to you on like Kik or Snapchat or something. They won't give you your phone number or their phone number. If you've been on a couple dates and they don't want you to meet their friends or anything, those to me are some red flags that you need to pay attention to. And Brittany can tell you that I am the queen of ignoring red flags, but I'm getting better. And, you know, sometimes it takes some trial and error, and dating is freaking hard. It's not fun all the time, but you're eventually going to meet some really cool people, and you might date somebody for a couple months and find out you're not exactly right for each other. And, you know, again, talking from my own experience, I dated Taylor for only a month, and like I felt like he was such a perfect match for me until we started getting a little further in, and we realized that our core values were different. And it's okay to admit that you are not right for each other. It's totally okay to admit that. And then I have relationships like the other one where we were on and off for a year. And you just kind of gotta give it a shot. You gotta put yourself out there, and you're gonna get rejected. I'm gonna equate it to looking for a job right now, because that's part of my life right now. But you know, it's like looking for a job. You apply by messaging this person or receiving a message from them and, you know, talking back and forth. You might go on a date, an interview per se, and you might date for a little bit, or you might not. I've been on a lot of first dates, not a lot of second dates, but a lot of first dates, and that's okay. But to be able to put yourself out there, you got to just do it. So I don't even know if this is like anything that you guys wanted, but here we are. So let's bring it all together. Big girls dating. Make sure that you're confident in yourself and you're ready to date, and that you're looking for a relationship because you want companionship, not because you want someone to validate your feelings and validate your beauty or, you know, whatever. Make sure that you, if you're ready, make sure you put full body photos, because you don't want to go on a date and someone be like, wow, I only saw you from MySpace angle. You don't look like your pictures. You don't want that to happen. That's a really bad experience. I've had that happen to me. And yeah, you just gotta put yourself out there. You gotta be in it to win it. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I hope that my crappy advice can, you know, give you guys a little bit more confidence in yourselves and know that you are worthy, you are enough, and you are beautiful inside and out. So, alright, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon.